A dog, which takes 27 to 28 breaths in a minute, lives for 10 to 12 years, whereas a human takes 14 to 15 breaths in a minute and lives for 80 to 100 years. But a tortoise, the one who breathes only 5 to 6 times in 1 minute, lives for 500 to 600 years. From this, it is clear that the lesser the number of breaths an organism has, the longer it can live. By understanding this, the ancients had started working on the science of reducing the number of breaths and increasing their depth, because they understood that a human being gets a fixed number of breaths, not years and months, to live, and the number of breaths to be taken is limited. Life can be prolonged by reducing the speed, but this speed of slowing down and lengthening of the breath should happen naturally. When we breathe, we feel the air directly at only 3-4 places: throat, heart. We are not even aware of the air that has gone into the lungs, stomach, and brain. We are less aware of the air that has gone into the ears and eyes. The air that has gone in through the respiratory system also gets divided into many types, which are different. When we go to the field and do our work, it comes out differently. All this happens so quickly that we are not even aware of it. We only know that oxygen went in and carbon dioxide came out. But what is there inside? There is little knowledge of what is done right or wrong. If we take strong and deep breaths, then with the fast flow, the bacteria inside the body start getting destroyed. The ability of the cells to fight diseases also increases. Bone health also increases. New blood begins to be produced in the marrow. The waste accumulated in the hands begins to be discharged. The brain's awareness returns, due to which the memory power gets improved. Due to the activation of neurons, the ability to think and understand becomes alive again. In the lungs, confidence comes back with fresh air. Think when there is a strong gust of wind in the forest, then every part of the forest wakes up and becomes alert. Just one blow of Kapalbhati or Bhastrika pranayama is like that gust of strong wind. Very few people have the ability to bring a storm within themselves. Only with consistent practice the storm is born. It changes the life. Nowadays, most of the people's breathing is short and slow. Their pupils remain shallow or they walk fast. People do not even realize how they are breathing when they are in a state of anger. When feelings arise, the breath changes. When feelings of lust arise, the breath also changes. With each of our feelings and thoughts, our breath also changes. Along with it, it also changes due to our eating habits and lifestyle. Actually, our breathing has a direct relation with our state of mind and our physical system. The entire science of yoga is based on breathing in the right way. So if we just learn to take our breaths in the right way, so our life will change like magic. Today, through all this ancient yoga story, we will learn in detail about the way to breathe properly and the magical secret of breathing. A long time ago, a sage lived in his ashram. The sage used to teach yoga, meditation, and pranayama to the students. He himself was a yogi. He had spent many years meditating in a cave in the Himalayas, where he had deeply understood many subtle human dimensions. And now he is using this experience too, and he wanted to spread the knowledge to the masses through disciples. One day after dinner, the most intelligent and smart student of the ashram comes to him. Seeing the face of the student, the guru understood that some questions were arising in his mind. As soon as the student reached near the guru, he saluted him and said, "Gurudev, I want to ask you some questions." The guru said smilingly, "I know this. I understood it just by looking at your face. Ask me, what question do you have?" The student said, "You often say that the root of yoga, meditation, and pranayama is our breath. And as soon as we get control over our breath, we get control over our mind and thoughts. So today, I want to tell you about the secret of breath and its yogic science." Hearing that I have come in detail about it, the guru gave a light smile and then started saying, "As is our mood, so is the speed of our breaths. Or as is our breathing, so will be our mood. That is, everything that happens within us is connected to our breaths, as well as what happens outside us. Every event that happens in our lives has a deep connection with our breaths. which means we can control the speed of our breaths. You can control your mind and thoughts by doing this. If you carefully observe a true yogi or a seeker, you will see an amazing calmness on his face. A true yogi can keep himself stable and calm even in the worst situations. A yogi does not suppress his emotions, but he gains control over his breath. And by controlling his breath, he gains control over his mind. And the man whose mind is under his control has the solution to all his problems. Pointing towards the student, he said, "You must have heard about some yogis that they live for 150 or 200 or even 300 years. So how are they able to keep themselves alive for so long? In fact, they control their breathing. But it happens, which is also called prana energy. Prana energy is all around us. In what quantity it has to be taken and released, a yogi knows very well, and he has mastered this work to a great extent. Hence, he can control this prana. You can use the energy as per your need and can make yourself long-lived. If you want to keep your body healthy, have more capacity than normal, want sharp intelligence, then you have to understand your breath. They have to be controlled, and once you control them, everything will be arranged in your life. Actually, there is no such thing as fear, worry, and trouble. It is just a product of our mind and emotions, and the only thing we can control is the emotions in our mind. And that is our breath, the anger inside us, anxiety, jealousy, ego, feeling of revenge. All this works according to our breath. If we have control over our breath, then all these disorders become under our control. Breath works as a bridge between our body and our mind. If we want to reach our mind and understand its disorders and remove them, then we will have to walk on the bridge of our breath. We will have to reach our mind through our breath, and this is the only way. If you have ever seen a child sleeping, then you must have experienced that when that child inhales, his stomach expands, and when he exhales, his stomach deflates. That is, a child moves his stomach from his navel. Breathes, which is the most natural and correct way of breathing. Because of this deep and long breath, the mind of children remains excited and light. Their body works in a more natural way. You must have seen that the child is thinking about something in his mind. He does not keep it for a long time, nor can he remain angry with anyone for a long time. If he is scolded or hit for any mistake, then after some time he forgets it and gets engrossed in his game. This is why the child is so simple. He gets it because his breathing comes naturally, i.e., from the navel. Children's body needs development. For development, more energy is needed, and for more energy, longer breath is needed. Hence, nature has given him a longer breath. However, this long breath is necessary for every human being. It is given, but man has shortened his breath by making some natural changes in his life. He breathes from his chest because of the stomach. The shorter the breath we take, the more we will be filled with worries and nonsense. The longer and deeper our breath will be, the more happy and peaceful we will be. The Guru further said that a man can breathe 14 times in a minute. Breathing is directly related to our state of mind and our physical vibration. If the number of breaths taken in 1 minute comes below 11, then we start to understand the many companies happening around our breathing. That is, even the voices of animals will become clear to us. You must have heard that even the dreaded animals like lion and tiger start behaving like pet cats as soon as they come in front of some yogis. This is known to be because those yogis have controlled the number of their breaths. By working, we have established a dialogue with the sounds of animals, their feelings and vibrations. If the number of breaths taken in a minute is reduced to 9, then it will be easier for us to understand the work that trees and vegetation are doing. If the breathing becomes less than 6 in 1 minute, then it will become easier for us to understand how inanimate things work. The vibrations of inanimate things and the world related to them become clear to us. In other words, where to go, the nature of the universe can be understood. And after reaching such a state, many yogis and sages predict the secrets of the universe and the events happening in it. The more stable our body is, the less we will breathe if we keep our entire body at a certain level of stability. But if we take it and do not breathe too fast, then our awareness keeps on increasing, according to yoga knowledge. By controlling his breathing, a seeker can do many things which are beyond the life of an ordinary person. It is also said in the yoga tradition that it is said that by holding one's breath for hours, a man can experience a human dimension. Many diseases which can be fatal and have no cure can be cured only by controlling one's mind and brain. By controlling one's breathing, one can reach a mental state where the ups and downs in life will not be able to disturb him. A yogi who has gained control over his breath can stop his breath whenever he wants. According to Swami Ram, if you understand your breath, then the diseases occurring in your body, which are treated by medical science today, can be cured. Don't even have them. They can also be cured through breaths. The Guru further said that when the breath is disturbed, then the mind also becomes unstable. But when the breath is calm, then the mind also becomes stable, and the yogi becomes long-lived. Hence, we should learn to control our health. Looking at this, what do you think? Do you exhale for the same length of breath as you inhale? No. In normal condition, the length of the breath we inhale is 10 fingers, and while exhaling, its length is 12 fingers. It becomes 1 finger, which means 1 finger is thick. There are some tasks in our daily life, while doing which the breath taken in takes many times longer than the breath that comes out while eating. Its length is 16 to 17 fingers. While walking fast, its length becomes 22 to 24 fingers. The length of the exhaled breath while running reaches 45 to 50 fingers. While having sex, it reaches 50 to 60 fingers while sleeping. The length of the exhaled breath reaches 60 to 70 fingers. Hence, in our scriptures, it is said to control lust and anger because it weakens our life force. Breath is also called the life force of a human being. When a 200-year-old man was asked the secret of his long life, he told only 2 things. First, to take full breaths till the navel, and second, to always keep the backbone straight. These 2 things, which seem simple, are very important from the point of view of yoga and pranayama. It is important that actually the length of breath going inside the body is less and the length of breath coming out is shorter. If the length of life breath coming out is reduced in some way, then long life can be achieved. According to Swara Shastra, if the length of the pranavayu coming out becomes less than 1 finger, then the person becomes useless, i.e., the sexual desire within him begins to fade away. If 2 fingers are less, then 1 gets pleasure. If 3 fingers are less, then the writing power increases, and by reducing 4 fingers, one can attain the power of speech. By reducing 5 fingers, a person can get far vision. By reducing 6 to 7 fingers, the seeker gets the power to move at a very fast speed. He can reach one place in a few moments. One can reach another place, but these sleeping powers will be awakened only when there is a way and desire to awaken them in the mind, and the gross form of the mind is breath, i.e., breath. Therefore, first of all, the breath has to be controlled. Saying this, the Guru said, stopped his words. So friends, how did you like this story? Do tell in the comment section, and if you like it, then do not forget to subscribe this channel. See you in the next story. Till then, take care of you.